Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chizzy, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I make a nice ambient and vibey beat and how you guys can make counter melodies so quick and easily in FL Studios, or really I hope any type of DAW. When you guys hear this beat at the end of the video, let me know who you guys think would be able to float on this, because I don't know, I feel like a lot of people could float on this, but let me think who you think would be the best on this beat. So before we get into it, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because I have a lot of dope content that I'm going to be dropping on here. For example, last week, me and my guy Fang from Germany actually released a song called Kashasa Sunset. That is the last video I uploaded, and it's also on Spotify. So if you haven't already, take a look at that. And also I'm working with this company called Bourne Sounds to show you guys how to use their Amethyst Bundle. So now this is a bundle that has a drum kit with all the sounds that you need. It also has a loop kit, and I'm actually going to play you some of the loops that I actually like on this. Really feeling this loop, and also this loop. This gives me like a knob vibe. Okay. So the bundle also has hella midis and also has an Omnisphere bank. Now I personally don't have Omnisphere because it's 500 racks, but if you do, go ahead and cop this kit, and also a one-shot kit that has so many good sounds on it that I'm also going to be using in this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So I am going to set the BPM of the song at about like 140 something, 142. And I am going to start off by opening up FL keys and laying down some chords. That's always what I do. So that is a minor 7th chord. And what I'm just doing right now is taking the top note of that chord and just playing around and trying to figure out what I want my melody, my chord melody to sound like. So like I said, I'm taking the top note and I'm just clicking around and thinking and hearing what sounds good to me. And what I'm going to do is reverse engineer these chords once I have the top notes figured out. So I'm just going to quickly reverse engineer these chords. This is the chords that I came up with. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just putting in a snare. I've been using snares as claps, just something that I've been doing. So I'm just putting it on the 3 and trying to catch a bounce. And I'm going to add a hi-hat as well, just so I can feel the bounce a little bit better. I added fruity fast distortion just because it adds some more sizzle to the hi-hats. Okay, so I'm feeling this a little bit. So now what I need to do is switch it out the keys and add a pad. So I'm going into GMS, which is a highly slept on VST that is free with FL Studios, and going into their pad section. So I just copied and pasted, and I'm elongating all the notes. And this is what it sounds like. So I like it, but I'm just gonna modify the sound a little bit. So I'm gonna go into the mixer and cut out some of the lows, and I'm also gonna add fruity chorus to it. I wish I could explain to you guys the science of chorus, but I don't know what it does exactly. I just like the sound that it comes out with. So that's what chorus and EQing does to that. So now I'm going back into GMS and I'm looking for another pad to layer it with. Something with a higher frequency like this. So I'm again doing some EQ work with this, just cutting out any of the low end and a little bit of the high end. Okay, so that's going to basically be sitting in the background of the entire song. now what I'm doing is I'm looking for a melody. So I'm going to go into Citrus and I'm going to find one of their leads and try and make a melody for these chords. So I chose this thing called Square Purity, and now I'm just going to listen to what I think sounds good. You just got to listen to your chords for a bit and just come up with something that sounds good to you. So that's what I came up with, but I want to do I want the notes to slide into each other. So I'm just going into the wrench tool, putting this on and increasing it to 29. And now I'm going to go back into the piano roll and stretch the notes so that they're all overlapping. So they're going to slide into each other. So check this out. I personally like it like this, but if you don't, you can keep it like this. So now that I have that, I'm just putting the drums back on just to catch the beat a little bit. So now what I want to do is go back into the Amethyst one shot, and I'm looking for a sound, like a nice bell that I can add just a little bit of like accentuation. I call these toppers because it's something you just put on top of the beat, a little like something sweet. So that's it. Now I'm going to show you guys the quick and easy way to make a counter melody. So I'm opening up FL Keys and I'm copying and pasting the chords that I have into that new FL Keys. And what I'm doing is I'm going to go into the wrench tool and click on arpeggiate. And right away you have a counter melody. So you can change the patterns that you want. There's so many different options that you can play around with. You can play around with the time. But I'm going to keep it long and on alternate. And I'm going to do something else to sauce this up a little bit more. So that's how it would sound if I didn't do anything to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm assigning it to a channel and I'm going to put halftime on it. So what halftime basically does is that it takes one bar and basically plays it at halftime while keeping its tempo. So usually that drops the octave, so I'm increasing it so it still sounds good. Okay, so I think I like this preset sound better at 1/4 rather than 1 bar. It has some nice bounce to it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look for like a punchy sound that I can use instead of FL keys. So I'm going back into the one shot. Okay. This is giving me like Travis Scott vibes, and I like it a lot. So I'm just gonna put on the other sounds. And it's literally a perfect, quick counter melody. So I'm just gonna add some effects on it. And now it's time for me to just add the kick, an 808 and a snare, and really we'll be done pretty soon. So this is the kick pattern I came up with, nothing too complicated. I don't like to go too crazy with my kicks because I need to leave space for an artist so they don't get like thrown off by some crazy kick patterns. That's just me personally. I'm adding a rim shot as the snare. And now all this really needs is a nice 808. So I'm going into their pack. And this 808 is my favorite one. I've used it on so many of my beats. So I'm just checking to see if it's in tune, which it is. And now I'm going to figure out which note sounds good. It's in key, which seems like C sharp. So I'm just copying and pasting the kick because I like my 808 to follow the kick. And now I'm just going to mess around with the different sounds to try and see which notes fit. So I'm just going to lower it octaves. One more. I'm just adding Fruity Blood Drive. And I'm just saucing up the hi-hats. I did that off camera because it took me some time, not even gonna lie. And I'm going outside of the Amethyst kit because it doesn't have any boxes, and I'm just adding that little child screaming. And this is the beat. So it's something like nice, ambient, and vibey. And like I said, it didn't take too much. All you needed was some chords, one like real melody on top of it, and then that quick, easy way that you can make a nice counter melody. And then of course the Amethyst drum bundle really helped a lot. And this is how I laid out the track. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this beat. Like I said, I have a lot more content coming to you. Let me know what you guys want me to see from me next. I have a feeling it's going to be R&B, which I love making, but I haven't made a lot of recently. But if you guys want to see another R&B video, I can definitely drop that. So go ahead and let me know what you want to see in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I am going to go ahead and play this full beat for you right about now.